alternative is
right
to do what normal. Lock the wife in car with the black cock.
Here we go. I'll put it on screen for you. Very important question. How can I despeckle my bananas?
Very simple solution to this, young lady. You need to go to your local paint shop and you need to order a paint called Trophy Yellow, and you dip your banana in that paint, let it drip dry. Good as new.
There's a lot to be said for dipping bananas.
Oh, yes.
And not a lot of it's positive.
Did you learn that when he dipped you in that paint at Longbridge?
Oh, I thought we'd have an evening where that didn't come up. You remember viewers where Norman picked me up with a robot, grabbed me really tight, dipped me in primer.
Yeah, Tony, I did. He was funny. You had to have seen him. He was grey for weeks. Tony found that amusing.
It was
etched.
That amusing.
It was etched as well. Do you know, it was etched, so it went everywhere.
Oh, etchy sketchy. Oh, look, Tom Classes has got a question. Chaps, my ex was really rude recently, and I found a brown surprise in my bed. What should I do? Where should I put my new brown Austin Allegro toy car? Well, what do you think, Ernest?
Well, I mean, you've got to look after that toy car. You really have. And if your ex was rude, put the ex in the shed, and then have a special cupboard in your living room with the Allegro. But go to IKEA, buy a really fancy unit, and display your brown Allegro toy car with pride.
I think that's the only way, isn't it?
I think, yeah, that just ignore it. If your ex was rude, ignore them.
The only other question is where was it before it was in the bed? Maybe it needs to go back there. I mean, we're assuming it should be brown. Maybe it shouldn't be brown to start with. Maybe we should gloss over that.
Grow.
You what, Tommy?
I bet Stumpy wishes his leg had grown.
Probably.
Now, we've dealt with Stumpy. He's pulled himself together. Let's move on from Stumpy.
Yeah. Oh, Judge, I thought maybe Pingu's neighbour was a cuddly cat or dog, and maybe his other half is allergic to fluffies. Poor innocent Judge.
No, it won't be that. Oh, Dino Dad's... God, this poor old boy, Dino Dad, he's got a lot of problems.
He has, hasn't he? He's suffering.
He's taking up a lot of... Are we getting paid extra for this?
No, we're not getting paid. Well, I'm not. I don't know about you now with your connections. Maybe you are getting a bit of a backhander.
Well...
Or do you pay for them?
Last time I had a backhander, it was very painful. It didn't end well, let me tell you. Cranks and Tommy.
You're not part of the Cranks, Tommy. You're on your own. That's you written out at royalties.
Cranks and Tommy, I need gardening advice. I want to start a veggie patch, but I was told not to plant anything related to roots. Please advise. Oh, what a very good question. What you could, so I would find all the. I mean, those roots mob. I mean, they actually went to work. I mean, these
You're
people,
joking, mate. No wonder they went bankrupt.
Roots employees. They went to work. They went to work.
I mean, to be honest, we went to work. We just never actually got to work.
It was nice outside Kew Gates, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. It was.
Yeah.
Especially when they put them picnic tables up.
Oh, it was lovely. Yes. Oh, yes.
Yeah, and there was that burger van there.
Yeah. So, yeah. If you're gonna get the veggies from roots and plant them, make sure that you bury them deep.
Oh, as deep as you can get. That's what I've been told.
Yeah, and then fill that in with soil. You'll have no problems. They
Especially
won't
your marrows. If you're going to plant a marrow, put it in there as far as you can. You don't want it popping out in winter and getting frostbite.
Oh God, what's Tony been telling him? He's listening to that bloody coconut again.
Tony's a coconut. You don't know about growing vegetables.
He is a vegetable.
Yeah, you're right, Tony. Yeah, it's true. Oh. So it's private joke. Moving on then. Let's have a look. Gary, what? Pisses Vina. Hello. I'm having difficulty in the bedroom with memory loss and falling onto the floor. Even ended up with a right minger the other night. People say I should drink less, but I need it. But I need it. What's the question there? If you're happy, what's the problem?
Well, it's not a question. It's a statement, isn't it?
Do you think he's showing off?
I'm having difficulty in the bedroom with memory loss and falling on the floor. Well,
sounds like he's got bigger problems than we can sort out.
I think you've got to carpet your bedroom. So if you do fall on the floor, you're going to get. I know you might get burnt knees on various occasions, but it's a nice soft thing to land on.
A butt is a nice soft thing to land on. I've had experiences of that.
He's got bigger problems than Rover. He has.
Well, that's probably we're best moving on then. We know what happened there. Carl Davis says, I've just been to feed the chickens in the Mark II Escort and the wife is already in there with her new giant black cockerel. What now, lads? There's only one thing for it, Carl. Just lock the car and walk away.
Yeah.
And then do one of them slow motion walking away from the cameras. I'll do an impression now. Like this.
But don't look back. Never
and then look back and boom. Cock everywhere.
The alternative is to do what normal. Lock the wife in car with the black cock, and then sell the car to wheeler dealers really quickly, and just let Mike Brewer deal with her.
I've heard he's good at dealing in that kind of situation.
Oh, well, he's a good negotiator.
He is. They should do a film about him called The Negotiator.
Buys at the top, sells at the bottom, like you should.
Yeah.
Hold at your end.
Hold at your end. I bought another Muppet car.
Tell him to hold at his end and put your cock in it.
Oh. Tommy's getting lots of weird shadows on his ceiling. It's like he's in some sort of crystal maze thing.
I'll keep having to move for the cat. She's been a pain in the arse.
Moving on. Robson Rovery Player says, Wizard of Wisdom, I have a truly delicate issue.
Nice.
Gentlemen, where can I find a toss? I've been out of them for several years. Urgent advice required. Well, Ernest, I'll let you start on this one.
Firstly, I'm sure Rob, with a name like that, and given some of the specimens that we churned out of Longbridge, this man is very busy, and he probably hasn't even got time to give a toss.
Which is possibly why he's trying to find one.
Yes. So, what you could do is is go to one of these newfangled things called a nightclub on a Friday night.
Oh,
Especially the one just after payday, and you will find a load of tossers in one hall. It's like a tosser assembly area.
tosser assembly area. We should have had one of them at Longbridge.
Oh yes. Oh yeah. Oh dear me. Well, do you remember that time you tossed me off, Norman?
Yeah, with that robot arm.
Oh God, Norman!
Straight
Again,
over
another time, pick me up with robot arm, grab me by the back of my dog collar, but he choking away. It's like being at Lord Boothby's house again.
I'll go and buy a frying pan and some pancake mix if I wanted to give a toss.
Do you know what he did, Tommy? He tossed me right across the factory.
He landed in boardroom. It was funny. There were a meeting going on.
Sat smack bang in chairman's chair.
But chairman was still in it.
Well, yes, and yes, it was.
It was a
like,
pretty good shot, I reckon.
What do you reckon, Tommy?
I reckon you should just get a pancake mix and a frying pan and toss that.
That's one way of doing it. It's kind of similar to my solution, to be honest. What you should do, Colin, you should go and buy a tossed salad, remove the salad, and you're just left with a toss then, aren't you? There you go. You've got your toss.
And if it's a big salad, you'll have a lot of
McDonald's the other day with crap.
You what, Tommy?
I had a McDonald's salad the other day. It was crap.
I'm not surprised.
Well, they serve that in there now, do they?
Yeah, I was really looking forward to it. And they put 4 pickles on my burger.
Oh, any relatives of mine?
I reckon they might have been.
Oh, goodness. I'll have to have a word with Uncle Branston next time I see him. But anyway, yeah, so hopefully if you get that big box of salad, you'll end up with an absolute pile of toss at the bottom. So
there you go, Colin.
Yeah.
Sorted. Pingu Concord. Thanks for your advice, chaps, but my missus doesn't like sharing and gets quite violent. Ooh. Currently experiencing a village-wide power cut. Can you fix for me, Jim?
Now then.
You don't need to have a power cut. It doesn't matter. Just go and get in one of your many cars there, Mr. Pingu. You'll be warm.
Dino Dad says, my neighbour has a frilly and lacy pair of knickers. They hang on their washing line. Today, it blew off the line into my garden. I'm not sure what to do as he lives alone.
Well, Ross.
Well,
what you should do is take him back round to him, but take him a pair of your high-heeled shoes round at the same time. Then he'll not feel so alone, will he?
He could be your friend in drag.
Just think of what drag races you can go to.
Oh, it'd be like that. Oh, like a Japanese TV program. Anyway, Tommy, Lunatic Ninja number 5 wants to know: did you ever get dipped in seam sealer at the Rover factory?
Oh, I never spent a second on that floor. I went straight to clocking in, straight to the toilet. Nobody saw me for the day.
He did it right, didn't he? You didn't have to walk around with a placard or anything.
I was gone.
You
can't go on strike if you don't work, can you?
That's true. That's true.
Very true. Very
true. I might have been an injured at them toilets. Nobody ever found me.
Carl Davis says, I'm on the phone to Mike Brewer. He's interested as it's an RS2000. Thanks again, lads. Time crack open a beer and get myself into Auto Trader for a new Rover.
That's the spirit.
Nice one, Carl.
And we're still building Rovers. It's only February 2005, so we've got all year to build them.
You'll do good finance as well at this time.
Oh, yes.
You could get yourself one of them City Rovers. I heard they're good.
Oh, they're brilliant. Do you know what we did? Do you know how they got them in from India, and then we made them into Rovers? We stuck a badge on the front.
It improved everything, didn't it?
It made it a rover.
Yeah, improved the ride, the handling,
Yes. Oh, yes.
everything.
Yeah,
Just
oh,
with
yes.
that one badge.
Robson Rover Repair says, oh dear, my computer's gone funny. A nightclub with tossers. Are they throwing lances? Sounds very oh, I thought I was reading a special novel there. I must investigate these nightclubs where men can toss together. Thank you, chaps. I'm sure this will not go wrong. There's a very nice one near Windsor Castle. Now, what's it called? Eton's College. That's a very famous nightclub where men toss together. So do get yourself there, Robson Rover Repairs.
Enjoy that, Colin. Don't send us any pictures, though. We don't want to know.
Oh no. Cod's father says, do you think I should get rid of my physical therapist or my missus? They both work me hard and I need an easier life. Is he commenting about this live or his missus and his physical therapist? I just don't know.
I don't know. I mean, he's tricky, isn't it? It depends which one makes the best cup of tea, I'd say.
Tea.
I'd get rid of the missus. They take money all the time. The therapist only charges for sessions.
That's true. That's true. Tommy's got a good point there.
If I can give you some advice, I remember my father saying, and my father Mick, he used to say, looks fade, but cooking doesn't. So, can she make a good cup of tea? How's the cooking? Important things.
That is a very good point, Ernest.
In this modern world that we live in.
Well done, Ernest Stad, for coming up with that valuable piece of advice.
Yeah.
That you can apply to any situation in life,
yes,
really.
Yes, in this modern day and age.
Mm.
Yes.
If you like a good cooker, you should marry a builder. They make proper tea.
Oh, he's a comedian. Did you get it? Did you get what he said there?
Oh, that's going to be in a song, isn't it, soon?
I'll put that in as well.
What he meant, Tony, is he meant builders make properties in houses property. But he was playing a word play on property.
Norman, if you keep talking, Norman,
yeah.
If you keep talking to that bloody coconut, it's going to be worse than that Frey Bentos Piegate situation we were found. We're going to come to blows.
Steady on, Ernest. There's children watching.
Oh. What do you want to read Bad Books' question out? I'm happy to read it.
Whose question?
Bad Books.
You can read it if you want, Ernest.
Oh, I have a vast array of garden birds visit my bird table. But how do I attract blue-footed boobies and snowcocks, or even a common long-tailed tit?
That's a very good question. There's only one thing I know that can that can attract boobies, snowcocks, and long-tailed tits.
Well, what's that, Norman?
Especially this year, it's a Rover Streetwise, isn't it?
Oh yes.
They attract all sorts of fabulous birds.
Yes, yeah. I mean, if you see a gentleman driving down the road in a Rover Streetwise, I mean that car is just. I know we're talking about birds rather than cats, but that car's a pussy magnet.
That is true.
Streetwise are the most attractive car. Me and Tommy have actually had an experience of this, haven't we, Tommy? Remember when we were at Langsett Reservoir and we had Margaret and Hope parked at the side of each other, and this rather attractive young lady started talking to me about Matt's Streetwise.
She was straighting on the Streetwise.
She was completely ignored the sports car. Streetwise is where it's at, so there you go. That's what you need, Mark.
The man was driving, that's what it is. You know, that's a real man's car. Not
a real man's car. Secretly, I think it's because they know they can get more shopping in the Streetwise.
I reckon you might be right. Imagine how much shopping you could get on that roof.
Let's move on to the next one then. Where did we get to?
Codfather.
I think I need a Tommy Dapper to sort out my slapper.
What would you do then, Tommy?
Tommy Dapper, tackle a slapper. I can't tell you. We're going to wait till after 10 o'clock for that kind of content.
Do you remember how secretive he is?
Tommy Dapper gives nothing away.
If
So
I
they
can
could
make
be-
a song
they-
out of it in some millions, that's what I'm going to try and do.
Some people say there's a code in his rap.
Hooked on Classic says, I went to a restaurant with a friend last week. I had a steak and my friend had an eaten mess. The food was great, but do you think my friend should have dressed up smart? Well, no. Nobody should dress up smart. You're just raising people's expectations then for next time.
Yes.
Just look like a vagabond all the time.
You should go dressed like us. Look, 3 people just dressed perfectly normally in everyday clothing.
Yeah, no need for fancifuls.
Exactly.
But this isn't a fashion tip show, so
Moving on.
No, that's still not worked.
Dino Dad says, and this could just be a limerick rather than a problem.
Question.
There was a young man called Norn whose bed was incredibly warm. He fancied a tickle, so telephoned Pickle, and that's how the
Well done, I like that.
Oh, don't tempt Ernest.
I think you should delete that comment and edit it. I might nick that for a line in one of mine.
Oh, Tommy.
And then Pingu Podcast, I think this is definitely a question for Norman. Is Sharon available for some one-to-one consultancy?
Well, never say never, but you'd have to pay me. Norman Pimp.
Judge has put a question again, but it disappeared. Connection issues, I guess.
Well, you should stop wasting valuable time by putting a statement and just try the question again.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Some people.
What a way.
The question is, what is the question?
Well, I do have some other questions that viewers wrote in, so I could read one of them if you want.
Let's hear these.
Okay, let's have a look. So the first one is, I thought that the episodes of Top Gear with Paddy McGuinness in them were the best episodes ever. Please help me. What can we do for that person?
I think they need to be locked in a room.
And that's it.
That's it.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah, that's very straightforward. What do you reckon?
Things like that.
I reckon they ought to be sent to Clarkson's farm for 6 months.
That's a good point. Oh, here we go. Carbon Rover has a question. I'll read this one. I was at home alone looking after my mum's dog the other day. All was fine until the postman arrived and the dog went mad. I tried to stop the postman getting injured. One thing led to another, and now I'm pregnant. Well, that is quite a dilemma, isn't it? What should they do in that situation, Ernest?
Well, I think the first thing you got to do is establish paternity.
Yeah, see whether it's the dog or the postman.
Well, yes, I think you've got to do one of these newfangled DNA tests.
That's going to be tricky, isn't it? Because, like, I suppose you have to pee on a stick for one test, don't you, to make sure you're pregnant. But then if it's a dog's baby, then you have to pee on a completely different type of stick, wouldn't you?
Well, you could pee on a Rover 75.
That's true. That's true.
No, that strips the paint if you do that, you know.
Oh no, that's how you rinse a Rover 75 after some paint correction.
Pee. He don't watch any of our videos, does he? This one?
No, he's all about the money.
He is.
Yeah,
he's so gangster it hurts.
Well, first thing I would do is get the postman neutered.
Good idea, yeah.
Just in case it happens to someone else. Obviously, leave your dog's knackers on. That's fine.
Yeah. Very good advice there, Ernest.
Be very welcome, Carbon Rover.
Has anybody else got any questions in the chat? While you think,
well, at least there's not as many woke liberal snowflakes out there. Oh my God, there are another question.
There are.
Can these people not think for themselves?
Probably not. Not this one, anyway.